Hey, this is Justin Crosshairs Osborne coming at you with another one. Today, we're going to pull the intake and put some new intake gaskets on. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of interested. This is a one-piece rear main seal block, so will it have the bosses to put a factory-style roller cam in there with the factory-style hold down? I don't know. Some people say it will, some people say it won't. Also, I want to call out my sister-in-law, Anna. It's her birthday today. Also, I want to let you guys know, if you want the best food on the planet and you're in the Lubbock, Texas area, stop in. Her restaurant is called Anna's Mexican Restaurant. Go ahead and stop in and tell them Crosshairs Osborne sent you. Okay? Let's get at it. Alright guys, got the intake off. No bosses, so this is 86 block. It's supposed to be a one piece according to the computer, but it doesn't have the bosses for the roller lifter hold down. Also, the exhaust gas crossover was not blocked off, which is the reason this thing is boiling fuel at idle. And the intake gasket was leaking on this port, that port, and that one right there. So aside from the valve seals pretty much non-existent, this was another issue with making it burn oil. So hopefully we get all that fixed with the new gaskets. Alright, I got my intake flipped upside down. For those of you that don't know, that's your exhaust gas crossover. That was used, I guess back in the early 80s and 70s on cast iron intakes. And if you got an aluminum intake with today's fuel, you want to have that blocked off or it's going to boil the fuel. Especially when you're idling for a while, then shut it off. When you try to start, it's going to crank and crank, and it may not start. There's the part number you need, 1204. Gasket's going to look like this. See there in the center? It's blocked off on both of those gaskets. You can only see one, but it's on both of them. That's what you want, unless you live in like Alaska or in the Arctic somewhere, okay? And especially if you've got aluminum intake. Alright guys, I got it all cleaned up. Got the gaskets in with the block off, so you can see them there in the center. That port right there, blocked off on both of them. That's your exhaust heat crossover, so it should run a little cooler now as far as the carburetor, not boil the fuel. Alright, I've got the intake set back on there and bolted down. And I'm going to give it one more torque here, just make sure everything's good and snug. We may just fire this thing up later today. Alright guys, it's back together. Tomorrow morning I'll fill it full of coolant and fire it up and see how it does. It looked like it had 3 ports leaking oil from the bottom into the intake ports, and it didn't have exhaust gas crossover block off on it, so that should help with fuel boiling. Let's hope. Alright guys, got the intake gaskets in, got the exhaust gas crossover blocked off, so it's gonna be a lot cooler now. It was leaking oil in the 3 ports, so that's one reason it was smoking, but it purrs like a kitten now, runs great. Unfortunately, it's still boiling gas like you boil an egg. So I've got to figure out that problem. But we're doing great so far. So check it out.